Welcome to Flashback, episode 34. We are back in the world of Zelda. Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. A 2002 action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo for the GameCube. The 10th installment, 10th at this point, of the Legend of Zelda series. The Wind Waker was set in a group of islands in a vast sea, a departure for the series. It follows the series protagonist Link, as he attempts to save his sister from the sorcerer Ganon, and becomes embroiled in a struggle for the Triforce. So very traditional Zelda story in that sense. Aided by allies including a pirate captain called Tetra, who, spoilers, is actually the reincarnation of Princess Zelda. A talking boat named the King of Red Lions. Link sails the oceans, explores islands, traverses dungeons to acquire the power necessary to defeat Ganon. While the game retains the basic 3D gameplay of its predecessors, Ocarina of Time in 98 and Majora's Mask in the year 2000, The Wind Waker most noticeably features a distinctive cartoon-like art style created through cel shading. The Wind Waker originated the Toon Link character, so we're talking about timelines here again, the Toon Link character, and received 2 sequels for the Nintendo DS called Phantom Hourglass in 2007 and Spirit Tracks in 2009. A high-definition remaster of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD was released for the Wii U in 2013. And please release it on the Switch, Nintendo. I have to keep begging them to do this, but they never do. Wind Waker, much beloved game here. This is a much beloved game. With issues, like all beloved game has issues. So, things we like, things we don't like, and favourite scenes, moments, bits of music, as per usual. So, I personally always been a fan of cel shading graphics. So Wind Waker looks fantastic to me. I've enjoyed it in the likes of Jet Set Radio and other games like that. So Wind Waker to me, wow, initially, when it was first revealed, I was like, what the fuck? Particularly because I loved Ocarina and Majora so much. Yeah. It was such a departure. It felt like, oh my god, is this not for me? Is this for children?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when I first played it, I was like, what the hell is this? I mean, obviously, I've played Jet Set Radio, obviously, so obviously I'm used to those sort of graphics before, but it's a different style of game, This is Zelda. Yep. This is riding around a horse and actually seeing, I don't know how to explain it.
More real, I guess.
Yeah,
more real.
More real style, yeah. And this was this game designed for 10-year-olds?
Yeah. Visually, I could see where you'd think that.
Yeah.
I was the same, but I am a fan of the graphics now.
Yeah,
and once I got over the initial shock of it, I find the cel shading really nice, and like all Zelda games, they're all different.
Yes.
This was different. I appreciate that. Massive story. A massive story that ties into the lore really well. And, in particular, what Damon is going to hate hearing about again, the alternative timelines.
Yeah, timelines.
So we discussed this more in the Majora's Mask flashback. Go check it out. But it is official. There is a Nintendo Legend of Zelda Hyrule Companion, Hyrule Encyclopedia, which delves deeply into the timelines. And effectively, after Ocarina of Time, everything's split. One went one way, one went another. Wind Waker, I believe, in the timeline, is a sequel to Ocarina of Time.
Yes,
many decades later.
Yep.
Hence why Hyrule is under the sea.
Yep.
But story-wise, I think it ties into the lore. From the very opening scene, it talks about the hero of time and stuff like that, to eventually finding out who the king of Red Lions is, Tetra and Princess Zelda, why this Link isn't the same Link you know, and stuff like that. I think the story is fantastic.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely different, and like I said, I mean, just the way, the timelines, I'm not a big fan of timelines, but...
Why don't you like this?
I don't know, this game is probably my least favourite of the Zeldas.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Majora's Mask was always my favourite. Then Ocarina of Time, then this one. I've not played the DS ones or the Switch ones. I've not actually played those ones. Even though I will have to, because obviously if they all tie in, then obviously I'm going to have to brush up on my knowledge of them. But I don't know. I just think that's just... When I first played this game, for me it wasn't designed for me.
Okay.
It was designed for another generation.
You think?
Yeah.
Did you not find, though, as you played it, that kind of, it was clearly...
Yeah, obviously, as you get further in the storyline, it makes sense. Obviously, the fact that where it fits into the timeline, obviously Zelda being reincarnated, obviously Link being a different Link, and it all makes sense. Obviously, once you complete it, and it makes perfect sense.
Good. I'm glad to see it does. Yeah, you need to get over this timeline thing, because to me... it finally being confirmed that the story split and the world split actually cleared up so many problems in like relation to what fitted where, and it really is really cool. I think.
I guess I'm just probably old school, where I prefer to complete a game and then suddenly like the second part of the game starts just after the game.
But Zelda was never that.
No, of course
was
not.
never that. And you've got to remember you should love it. Do you know why? It ties in and makes perfect sense to the time travel aspect of Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah, it fits in. It does fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
But I would love for. I mean, they probably never do. But I'd love for them to like to come out and make another one and like just. I don't know, just fill in the missing gaps in between that, you know. But you know, I mean.
Do you know they do?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. It might be on the DS or the Switch or something. But a game like actually just comes after Ocarina of Time. And
There
then,
are.
Okay, well then obviously those games obviously I haven't played.
On the Wii and the Wii U and stuff like that.
There you go. So yeah.
You haven't played them yet.
Yeah. So obviously
Either have I actually. I never had a Wii or a Wii U, or wasn't interested in them, so I've missed out on a lot of Zelda games as well. I have played Breath of the Wild, which is the one on the Switch. So yeah, I'm a lot more clued up, and I know a lot of the earlier games too as well. It's a lot more clued up in that sense. But yeah, let's not get too distracted from the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Back on things I like, the open world. It's very daunting at first, particularly as so much of it is sea.
Yep.
But once you kind of get used to it and start to work out where you can go and as you unlock and things, the open world's actually really cool, really large.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's nothing better than having a massive open map. You know, it's really cool to be able to. I mean, literally, you can go where you like. Obviously, the boat travel is really cool. It's new, and I mean, it's just brilliant. You know? I mean, open world is what makes a game because the fact that you can search and search and search.
Yep, and they did a good open world.
Yep.
A fantastic music that fits the game's art style. I'll get more into specific points at the end about music, but I think the music overall fits the art style brilliantly. And last but not least, there's a strong sense of progression throughout. You know, when you first start off, you'll stop on islands where you can't do anything because you don't have items or weapons or certain things, and eventually by the end of the game, everywhere's available to you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what makes it exciting. You go to an island, there's certain things you can't do, so you might have to go to another island to collect a certain weapon or whatever, and then you've got to go back and complete the island. And
yeah, the sense of progression.
Yeah, of course, it's good.
By the end, you feel extremely powered up.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else you want to add that you like about the game?
I think just, I mean, overall, it's a beautiful game. You know, I mean,
okay.
Colourful. You know, it's
very colourful.
Typical bloody Nintendo. You know,
typical Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the games. I mean, obviously, like banjo, colourful. You know, it's just all colourful. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, things we didn't like. Now it's funny. I'm going to say this one, considering I just said I liked it. The open world. The reason why it's on the don't like as well. Unfortunately, there's a lot of nothing. There's a lot of nothing. Yeah. A lot of the time as well, it's like nothing and then a very small island with one specific thing on it.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a problem in a sense that you can spend a lot of time in that just travelling the sea and not really getting anywhere.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, you'll be travelling for ages and you might find a small island and there'll be literally like one little thing in there. It would be better. Obviously, I don't know if it was limited. The game was limited or not, but they could have
GameCube limitations. Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, I mean. I would have liked to see like loads of islands, loads of different little things. Maybe just. I
would have liked to see more bigger islands.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, bigger
not
islands,
loads, but just a couple more bigger ones.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Kind of. You said this already, but it is seemingly aimed at a younger audience more than the last couple of Zeldas.
Yeah.
Even with the gameplay and the story, ultimately I look at it and when I play it and I think about it, I'm like, that is not Majora's Mask. You've clearly aimed this at a younger audience, perhaps not people like me who played Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. You're hoping maybe to get a new audience.
Yeah, I mean that's what I found out too. You know, I mean obviously I've grown up playing obviously Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then obviously the Wind Waker. But there's some the kids nowadays would have never even heard of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean my kids, my son's played the Wind Waker, but he's never touched Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, but he wouldn't like him, I reckon.
No, he wouldn't because he's used to the cartoon graphics.
Yep.
You know, I mean, he's seen me play it like on my N64, but he's just not interested.
Yep.
You know?
No, it makes sense. It's also a pretty easy game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a difficult game at all.
Compared to compared to Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, yeah, it's much more easier.
Yeah. It's a bit more straightforward as well, I think.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one, mainly to the story. There never felt like there was high stakes, if that makes sense. Hyrule had already been flooded and destroyed. It never felt like there was something really at stake here. other than look, you've got to be the character has to be the legend that is set out to be. Never felt like there was massive amount, not like Ocarina of Time stakes where we see in the future what happens if Ganon rises to power.
Yep.
Or Majora's Mask. We always keep coming back to this, the stakes of what would happen with the moon there.
Yeah.
This didn't have that.
It literally, you went at your own pace.
Yeah, oh, very much so.
There was no rushing. There was no nothing at all. And like, I mean, going back to what you were saying about how easy the game was, I actually read an interview with the creator, and he was actually apologising.
Oh, really?
For how hard he made the water temple and the temples from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and he was actually apologising.
Well,
for
he
how
should.
hard it was.
He should, because those temples are a joke.
They were. But then I'm wondering if that's what he took into the next one.
I'll imagine they learned from it.
Yes.
I would. That's one thing I would say. I agree with him. The Water Temple it's famous as one of the most maddening temples ever.
Yes.
That even on replay, you're just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And last but not least, that fucking fish. Hey, small fry. Oh, mate, if you interrupt, and the fact that you constantly have to call him because you're trying to map the entire thing, and you throw the fish food down, and he says, "Hey, small fry." Oh, what an annoying little git.
Yeah, I don't think you can find it any more worse than the owl from Ocarina of Time.
Oh, God.
When you're running along and suddenly he decides to talk to you, you try your best to avoid him, but you have no choice to talk to him.
And the cursor would stay on, do you want to repeat this?
Yes.
So if you pressed it too quickly, you'd have to hear it all again.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Favourite scenes, moments, bits of music. So, when I think of Wind Waker, I think of one thing specifically. It's music, and it's a music related, and it's the intro, which shows you like a tapestry of what had happened over time in Hyrule and stuff like that. And the music that plays over it is really epic. I think it's fantastic, and a fantastic introduction to the game. Wonderful. Do you know the one I mean?
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah.
So like it slowly pans across some sort of tapestry as it plays this really cool music.
I mean, overall, Zelda is legendary for its music.
Of course,
so
yeah,
all the
yeah.
games, but I mean, it's not a specific scene, but it's just the open water. You know, getting in your boat and this.
The music that plays,
it's a great scene. The music and it's just
very adventurous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just going in the water, it's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great one. The final fight with Ganon is actually amazing. The pillars of water going up around you. It's a cool fight, and I love how it basically ends with you burying a fucking sword in his skull.
Yeah,
that is such. And then, like I said, the water starts shooting up as it all starts flooding in. It's a very epic final fight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're talking about being a kids' game, and then obviously we end it with killing a bad guy, putting a sword through his skull.
Through his skull.
So, but again, as a bad guy, he's
legendary.
He's fantastic.
He's legendary.
Yeah. The one thing that was missing from, in my opinion, Majora's Mask.
No, but
I don't know.
We already did Majora's Mask flashback. He didn't need Ganon. And last but not least, I like the Wind Waker. I like the sound it makes, the almost echoing tones.
Yeah.
It's obviously just like, oh well, we need an ocarina, but we can't do ocarina again.
Yeah.
And they came up with that, but I like the sound it makes. I think it's kind of cool.
No, it's clever. Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah, like it's a baton, basically a conductor baton.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think it's got some cool sounds, and it's echoes as well. Like it sounds like when you're using it, it actually is echoing through the sky.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's good.
Thank you. It's good. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on GBHBL.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/GBHBL, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?